Welcome back. TRU WolfPack Volleyball home openers taking place coming up very quickly on Friday, October 20th against the McEwen Griffins. Joining us on the show today, we have the men's and women's coaches, Pat Henley, Chad Grimm. Great to have you back on the show.
Thanks.
Yes, welcome back after taking a bit of a stint away to do some education.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chad, fourth year as the coach.
Yep, started my fourth season.
How quickly did that go? I remember having you on the show when it was your first year.
Yeah, it goes fast.
Yeah, it does. So, big home openers this weekend. How are we feeling getting into it? Pat, maybe you can start.
Yeah, we had a great weekend at Dino Cup, going 3-1, and I think a lot of things are gelling with our team. So, some new guys in, some new guys starting from last year, and
yes.
It right now is coming together quite well.
You did some professional development with Trinity Western. What did you bring back from that with you?
You know what? I've always noticed that their systems are very good, especially their block, and you know, it was great to spend a week there, and I'm grateful that they opened their gym to me. So it's definitely improved our block and brought a lot of really good things into our system of defensive play.
Awesome. And I understand you guys have a really tall team this year.
We are tall this year. That's one thing for sure. This is the tallest team we've ever had. So our starting lineup, I think the smallest guy is about 6'4".
That's
the biggest
impressive.
Is 6'10", yeah.
6'10".
Yeah.
Where do they grow these guys?
I don't know, but we got them all now, so that's
we'll
be the biggest team. I can guarantee that.
How big of an advantage is that? Clearly, you have to have a lot of things going for you.
Yeah.
But being tall off the front line is huge.
Well, yeah. One of the things, obviously, volleyball, there's a barrier, so the net. So you got to get up and over that. You have to get up and over your opponents. So those two things help. And then when you're tall, you maintain that same height longer. So
yes.
You're going to be 6'10" at the end of 2 hours, whereas the guy across the net that's 6'5" is still having to work harder to jump to get as high as you.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Those are some of the advantages. And blocking, it's easier to time because you have less distance to travel. So that's another big advantage.
Yes. We have video. Let's watch that while I continue to ask some questions. Before we wrap up with you, Pat, what are your expectations this year? Obviously, to get to the playoffs. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think last year the record could have been better. It's hard to say. I wasn't the coach. I mean, it was hard to watch from the outside. But
yes.
I believe this year that we are a playoff team. And I think if we can continue to grow, we could be, in the mix of potentially hosting in the middle of the pack. So
that's
I'm excited, and I think we have lots of potential and lots of experience.
Yes, awesome. Chad Grimm, you are the women's TRU WolfPack volleyball coach. You lost a big player this year. Yulia's gone. Is that going to hurt us this year, do you think, the team?
Oh, I mean, I think it's always an adjustment. Whenever you lose the best player in the country, it takes some time to adjust, and it's taking us some time to adjust. But I think our stability is a little bit higher. I think our depth is a little bit more, so we're just going to have to fill in for the hole that Yulia left.
And a friend of hers, Jane. This Jane, she's also from the Ukraine. She's on the team now.
Yes.
They actually knew each other.
Yeah, they went to the same volleyball school as kids, so I think Yulia is about 4 years older than Jane, but as kids they played together before Yulia went to the States, and then Jane's played outside in different countries in Europe the last 4 years, and then connected with Yulia, and Yulia sold TRU on her, so now she's here getting an education.
Bonus. Did you guys give her a finder's fee for that? Or?
Yeah, she's definitely a contributing alumni. So and she's working at TRU now and doing well, and still keeps in contact, and is a great help for the program in any way she can. So it's nice that she's still contributing in that way.
Yep. What does Jane bring to the team? Obviously different strengths than Yulia did, but I'm sure you're counting on her to bring some points in.
Yeah, absolutely. She's, I mean, different in some senses. She's a big outside hitter. She's 6'4", outside attacker. So that physicality, like Pat talked about, is a plus. She's played in a very high level. So she's played on some of the better teams in Europe. So she's now got to translate that experience now to be one of the main players, which hasn't been her role on those teams. So it'll be an adjustment for her. But yeah, looking forward to her over the next 5 years for sure.
I understand a lot of the women's teams this year have lost a lot of their big, strong players, like some of their veterans. So that sort of puts us at a better advantage in terms of the fact that it's a level playing field.
Yeah, the landscape has changed. I mean, if you think of the big three with UBC, Trinity, Alberta, they lost the core of their team as well. I think every team lost their main outside hitters. So we lost a main outside hitter, but Trinity lost their two main outside hitters. So, I mean, they lost, in theory, they lost more points than we did.
Yeah.
So they'll still be good teams. They have good talent, but the experience is going to be lower. So you're going to see teams, I think, not as stable as they've been in the past. So I think the the bottom maybe went down a little bit and the bottom went up. So it's going to be an interesting mix in the middle.
Awesome. We're out of time. It's always so quick how fast these segments go. So at least we got a little taste for what's going on in the volleyball world. Great game to watch, and that's why home openers are this weekend, rather this Friday, and against MacEwan Griffins, as it says on the screen, 6:45 and 7:45 respectively. I'm sure you hope it's a full crowd in the bleachers.
Yeah, we're looking for full. I think girls' game starts at 6 actually. So
6.
Girls 6, men's 7:45.
Sorry about that. 6 and 7:45. So yeah, hopefully lots of people come out and support. I really appreciate you guys taking the time today.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
All
having us.
right. Quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.